On tonight's evening magazine, Snowpocalypse! A good day to go fly a kite, don't you think? Shred the slopes with the kids or stay inside with an historically accurate adult beverage. That's Evening Magazine right after the news. Hi, I'm Jim Dever in Lower Queen Anne. Now, if you look, the snow has accumulated a little bit more than 2 inches here, but it's not so much the accumulation, it's more of the texture. Photographer Mark, if you could come in a little bit closer, maybe pan down on this. A little bit closer, Mark. I'd like to show the texture here. Just a little closer. Snowball fight! I can't believe you fell for that, you dope! Ugh. Evening Magazine starts now.
Go fly a kite in a whole new wintry way.
We got wind! It's gonna happen! Woo!
And from our evening archives, we share one of our favorite snow stories ever.
Oh, that was fantastic. It was a great time.
Stranded at the airport, they leave behind the priceless and the peculiar.
They scared me with this stuffed rat.
What's turning up in SeaTac's Lost and Found?
I'm Kim Holcomb in Seattle. It's one thing to read about history, but have you ever tasted it? Learn how from a leading cocktail historian.
It's Evening Magazine for Wednesday, January 18th.
Hey, welcome to the show. Meteorologists say this was the single greatest accumulation of unnecessary media hype of any snowstorm in the last 3 decades, but we are out here and enjoying it. We have a celebration of snow tonight, starting out with some people who found a really interesting way to enjoy the snow. They go fly a kite.
Oh man, it's just so exciting. I can't even describe it. It's just exhilarating.
They're pumped up big time in Big Sky country.
We got wind! It's gonna happen! Woo!
Get some air.
Snow kiting is a sport where skiers or snowboarders use a kite to harness the power of the wind. Snow kiters sail across the snow at high speeds, grabbing big air along the way.
It's unbelievable. It's a sense of freedom. When you jump, everything goes silent. You're weightless, and it allows you to fly, and there's no other feeling like it.
Former Seattle area resident Aaron Sales is one of the pioneers.
I grew up in Woodinville as a snowboarder up at Stevens Pass, and now snowboarding mixed with kiting. That's where my heart is. Just wind them out, attach them to the kite, and off we go.
Aaron's one of about 40 competitors from around the world, here today for the first annual Montana Snow Kiting Rodeo. Like Aaron, many snow kiters spend part of the year kiteboarding on the water in places like Hood River, Oregon, or Maui.
We're not in Maui anymore.
No, it's a whole lot colder than Maui, but it's equally as cool. You're in just some of the most beautiful places in the world. You're on frozen lakes, big mountains, just out here with all your friends and with these great looking kites up in the sky. And it's just it's an amazing feeling just being in this element. It's nice not having to gas up anything. We're using all the elements that Mother Nature provides. You know, we have the snow and the terrain. We're using the wind to get around.
And they can get around pretty quickly.
These kites harness so much power that you move 5 times the wind speed, so they're moving 50 miles an hour across the snow and only a 10-mile-an-hour wind.
With practice and a little wind, you can pull off tricks like rail riding. Well, most of the time anyway.
It's escalated to going up the mountains and jumping down the mountains and riding down, and it's just becoming more and more exciting as the time goes on.
To people who haven't seen it before, it's all pretty impressive, unless you're a local ice fisherman.
All these people can go fly a kite. They're in our way.
I'm going to be doing it for a long time. It's growing really, really fast, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds. Doesn't get any better than this.
Aaron says some Norwegian snow kiters use the kites to glide across the Arctic in just a few days. That looks like a blast. Now here they're getting very inventive with their various versions of snow transportation. We've seen cross-country skiers. I saw this guy, a little boy in a box. Not sure what that's all about. It's certainly cute. And the coolest transportation of all, the snowboarders. This is Kyle, looking cool. That's it. Never smile, Kyle. You're a snowboarder. Oh, you just blew it.
Oh, man.
Right now we're going out to Snowpocalypse Pass, where I recently had the chance to hang out with some other very cool young snowboarders. When you tell girls that you snowboard, are they like, "Oh, Keaton, you're my hero. You're a snowboarder. You're so cool." Do they do that?
No.
Frank, you are how old?
I'm 9.
9. It's a good age. It's a good age. 9 was like my prime age. I was king of the world when I was 9 years old.
Really?
Yeah. And I've fallen so far.
You need to hold this properly.
I am.
No, you're not. Weird, but okay.
I want everyone to act very natural. Are you eating snow?
I'm acting natural.
That's very unnatural. Ow!
We're better than skiers.
Go ahead, pretend I'm a skier and insult me.
Skiers have
Your mama. I've never actually done it before. I might end up in the parking lot.
Okay, I'll take the risk.
I don't know if you've seen me snowboard yet, but I'm pretty good. All right.
Okay, you're stuck. So,
Give me a push then. Ryan, what's your best trick?
180. 180.
180? What if you did 184 or 185? Would that be good? You're gonna get out there and do like a 720 ollie quad? Is that it?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you will someday. Once you're a little more
What is it?
progressed in the whole snowboarding thing, you'll catch on to that.
Like you're the best. Yeah.
Why do you have snow in your hand? Ah! How's my snowboard fashion?
Like your outfit,
It's rad.
well, it's like,
Cool.
It's what people used to wear a long time ago.
It's very put together, right? Very classic. Like all the kids are wearing what I'm wearing, you know?
No, they're not.
If I knew how to move, you guys would be in trouble right now. Oh! And that, kids, is how it's done. Ta-da! Special thanks to the kids out there at Snowpocalypse Pass. If you would like to learn how to snowboard, just go to our website. We've got some links there. I caught that. That was graceful. Stick around. Lots more coming up. Snowpocalypse! Later on in the show, stay inside and enjoy an adult beverage. It's the history of drinking. And up next, SeaTac treasures lost and found. Look at this, the town has gone crazy. A guy on a unicycle becomes a media event with a yellow jacket, a blue jacket, and okay, our camera was out there too. We just couldn't help ourselves. Look at that, a crew from a competing station with their fancy tent facility. Snowball fight! The weather also disrupted passengers out there at SeaTac Airport, and you know, if you're sitting around in an airport, you're liable to leave something behind. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Keys, coats, laptops. If you leave it behind while catching a plane at SeaTac,
Scarves, hats.
most
jewelry.
likely it'll end up here in the hands of Vida Hernandez.
Sometimes we get odd things like teeth and retainers.
Vita supervises the lost and found department at the airport,
Lots of glasses and belts.
a temporary home for forgotten things.
We have watches, bracelets, necklaces, money clips, earrings, rings.
Every month, Vita and her team tag and catalog thousands of items,
This is our LS long stuff.
more than 20,000 a year.
Well, anytime the airport's busy, we're busy.
Everything from the peculiar
They scared me with this stuffed rat.
to the priceless.
I have overnighted dolls and teddy bears because the parents will call me in tears, literally in tears, because their daughter or their son will not go to sleep without their teddy bear or their blanket.
And when people don't call right away, Vita goes digging for clues.
But we'll go through the entire bag and look for something. It might be receipts, credit cards, any bank info, prescriptions. We call the pharmacy, so we definitely hunt them down.
In this land of the lost, even Vita discovered something missing from her life. It happened 5 years ago on the day she was hired. That's when this single mom found a place to belong.
Before I got the job, I was jobless, sometimes hopeless, discouraged.
Not anymore. Not after receiving support from the YWCA, a nonprofit agency helping women throughout Washington. In a special partnership between the YWCA and the Port of Seattle, Vita got back on her feet. So life-changing was the opportunity, it still gets her teary-eyed today.
I know how hard it feels not to know what you're good at or where you belong. And so I really am just thankful because I really feel comfortable here and I know that this is what I can do. This is something I'm good at. This is me. And I didn't feel that before.
Vita has every reason to feel good about her work. A wall of thank you notes confirms it's a job well done for the entire department, reuniting object with owner, no matter how big or small.
We feel special and we go home at the end of the day and feel like we've accomplished something every day. That's what keeps you loving what you do every day. We do have your laptop. Well, you hit the jackpot.
Vita's #1 suggestion is that you label all of your items, including and especially your computer, with your name and your phone number. Those items don't stay there forever, by the way. They keep them for about 30 days, and then they donate them all to Seattle children. Stick around. Lots more Evening Magazine coming up. Snowball fight! Up next, settle in for a hot toddy with a certified beverage historian. Welcome back. We just heard a fantastic rumor, a very exciting rumor. Steve and Galia are going to fill us in on this. Apparently there are some people at the top of the hill, it looks like maybe dozens of people, who will be coming down. Is that right?
You know, we just heard the same thing, Jim. We just walked up from a neighborhood here in Lower Queen Anne, and go to the website meetup.com, I guess, but there's a bunch of folks that are going to come down.
Okay.
I think it's organized on a website.
By the way, I'm keeping track of the accumulations, and it appears that you do have approximately 1/4 of an inch of snow and rain on your shoulders. Just
It's
in
coming
case
down.
You wanted to know
bet.
that. Anything you wanted to add?
Having a great time.
Okay, that's all that matters.
That's
right?
all that matters.
You know how another way to have a great time?
What's that?
Enjoying an adult beverage indoors away from all of this weather.
Oh, let's go.
That's
Yes,
next.
and Kim Holcomb is going to talk to a drink historian about doing just that.
Oh, do it, Kim.
Craft cocktails have really taken off in Seattle over the last 5 to 10 years.
Most people walk into Zigzag Cafe for a drink, but Paul Clark considers it field work.
2 parts Dubonnet, a couple dashes of Angostura.
He's part patron, part professor, studying ghosts of the past
Wow, that's nice.
by tracking down their spirits.
It's one thing to see an old movie from the 1930s or to read a book that's situated in New York in the 1890s, and it's another to go and try to taste the things that those characters are tasting.
Cocktail before dinner? Yes, please. A Gibson. Right away.
When I see North by Northwest and you see Cary Grant order a Gibson on the train, you see the drink served him, and I wonder, what does that drink taste like?
Think how lucky I am to have been seated here.
Paul found answers to his age-old questions a few years ago when he started buying antique bartending books and manuals, a collection that now spans 2 centuries.
How to behave at a cocktail party. And I mean, it actually spells out rules like, don't vomit on the host's carpet. Prior to Prohibition, the bar room and the saloon was the world of men. Women didn't really go to bars. You weren't really welcome there.
With the downfall of Prohibition being celebrated in real old-time hilarity.
From temperance to prohibition and beyond, Paul became a leading expert on the history of drink. And what was once a hobby became a full-time job, writing for the likes of Imbibe Magazine, Wine and Spirits, and the New York Times.
Well, it's just a little setup.
Most of his research is done inside his Seattle home.
You discover that you have a lot more friends than you thought you have when you collect liquor.
But these bottles are just the beginning. The rest of Paul's collection is down the hall.
A closet full of booze.
He's the first to tell you his wife is a saint.
You don't know the half of it.
But nothing compares to getting behind a real bar for a historical reenactment.
This goes back to around 1901.
A Police Gazette cocktail from a turn-of-the-century bartending guide. Pages in history he believes are worth turning and worth toasting.
Certainly, trying the cocktail at the end of it is a big part of the appeal. But for me, the drink tastes a lot better if I have kind of a story to go with it and maybe a little bit of history as well.
Paul has a blog, of course, everyone has a blog, so if you'd like to check that out, just go to king5.com and learn everything you need to know about the history of drinking.
By the way, if you think the downhillers here in Queen Anne are off their rocking horses, wait till you see the latest in snow sports.
Don Butler and his friends plan to kayak, yes, kayak, down the side of a mountain.
So are you guys a little confused here today, or you're just gonna...
No, we're totally on purpose here. This is just simply a good time for us, really. When it gets right down.
Almost there, Don.
Yeah.
The Canadian kayakers quickly discover these aren't the best conditions to be out and about in a boat.
Oh, yeah.
These guys have never snow kayaked before. Needless to say, few people have.
It looks steeper from up here than it did from the side. I think this is going to be a riot, man.
Not sure if you can steer these things or not.
As ready as I'll ever be, anyway.
Well, unknown factors at this point.
Come on! You probably went down bigger hills when you were 6. Let them rip. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic. It was a great time.
On the last run of the day, a tree gently reminds Don that a snow-covered mountain is not the best place to be out and about in a boat.
You hit the tree.
You okay, buddy? Yeah, I'm okay. Just I can't, I'm a little buried.
Isn't this a fitting finish, eh? This about sums up snow kayaking right here.
Okay, we've just learned a few more details. Apparently, a whole mass of skiers and snowboarders are about to come down Queen Anne Hill, and who knows what's going to happen at the bottom. It's because they're yahoos like these guys. You just never know what's going to happen. Stick around. We're going to show you that, hopefully, when we come back.
Coming up tomorrow night on Evening Magazine. The Seattle gym that gives you the axe just for getting fat.
You're not getting the value for your money right now. You're fired.
3 guys who defy death, all for a laugh. Although he's gone, his amazing typewriter art lives on. One-of-a-kind masterpieces, one keystroke at a time. And this Northwest cop is hoping one look at these photos will prevent kids from doing drugs.
The mass snowboarding event we promised has begun, and it appears to be one little girl on a sled. Yeah, sorry about that. We're a little disappointed too. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Snowball fight!
Oh goodness me, I wanna be a snowman. I'm just a flake falling from the sky. I wanna be a snowman. I wanna be a snowman. I wanna be a snowman.